Hey folks, Bartmoss here. Welcome back. And yes, I realize you guys probably did not expect an update from me. However, I feel like I've basically neglected this channel for way too long, and for that I have to apologize. I'm really, really sorry. As for the background as to what happened it's basically two big factors. The one is very simply, I haven't really felt any desire to play video games much in the last year and a half or so. And I'm really not sure what the cause for that is, because, video games were a huge factor for me, a huge hobby for, pretty much all my life. I'm just trying to think when I really got started on video games. It must have been in the mid to late 80s with my Commodore 16, I think. Must have been like 88 or something, whatever. But yeah, so video games have always been a huge hobby for me, and I love video games. Don't get me wrong. It's just that there's very little out there right now that excites me. And it's kind of sad, when a hobby dies. I'm really not sure what to do about that. The other reason is that I had a slew of health issues. And if you were on my Discord server, or if you watched me play Cyberpunk 2077, then you realize what happened. Basically, I had, it's a long story short, but basically I had gallbladder issues. Now I don't have a gallbladder anymore. So not COVID, luckily, knocking on wood, not literally because I don't want to be so loud, but yes, so gallbladder issues. And I think that's just a sign of me getting old, right? There were some other things connected to that. So basically they discovered what they thought were liver issues, which is ironic since I don't drink alcohol really, or at least not much. Like seriously very little, and that's not like like a denial, very little. It's just really very little. I have a bottle of rum sitting around that I bought 2 years ago and I never opened. So that should have sort of indicate to you just how little alcohol I drink. Anyway, so the liver thing turned out to be a false alarm. It's all good, but I had to run to the doctors like a ton. Like I can't even think of what tests they didn't do. So anyway, better that way, have a bit of a scare and then it turns out to be all okay, than the other way around, that something isn't discovered and at some point they stumble across it or whatever, and then it's too late or something. So I'm very grateful to all the doctors who took care of me. But, it was a bit of a stressful thing. It's not supposed to be an excuse. It's just, a reason, or one of the reasons. That's behind me. So the big question is, what do we do with this channel? I am well aware that I have to still finish the Outer Worlds playthrough. I have a little bit of footage left for that. I went through that, and it's not really that much. I thought it was more than I did. And I kind of want to finish the game, although the game, I gotta say, is not as interesting as I thought it would be. I guess I thought of it more like a Fallout 3 type of thing, and it's very not open world, right? I think that's my main criticism, and I should have expected that because it's discrete planets. And you can't really do a very big open world for every planet, which is something I'm really curious about, how they will do that with Starfield, right? Different developers, similar sort of game. And I'm assuming it's going to be very much like the Outer Worlds. But yes, I do like the game. I love the characters. I love the dialogue. But at the same time, I realize it's very short. There's also an issue in that because I don't really know the game very well, right? Like the mechanics and everything. So I loot a lot of stuff that I don't need, and that slows me down. And I should have edited more out. So yeah, that's basically what I think of that game series. The other thing I've always wanted to, and I never got around because it just feels like such a huge project, is I do want to beat Skyrim at some point, right? So that's another thing I could do. Beyond that, I haven't really thought about it much. I haven't been streaming either. I bought Solasta. What was it called? Solasta Crown of the Magister, I think. Anyway, it's a tactical Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition game in all but name. And it looks really interesting, but I have bought it and haven't even played it. So that's something I could play, although that I think is better suited to a stream than an actual Let's Play. But other than that, I'm kind of open to suggestions. I have considered letting the channel just slide and just never do anything with it at all anymore. But that's also sad because I enjoy doing the channel, right? So I guess the main point of this video, besides letting you all know what's going on with me, is to gauge interest. Gauge? English fails me. But this is a hot take. What can I say, right? So yeah, anyway, I'd be interested to hearing from you folks. What do you want me to do? I think the only thing that I can rule out is playing Paradox strategy games. I know the channel used to be very big on them, and a lot of the subscribers that are still counted on the channel probably came here for those games. But the reason for that is I've tried getting back into them and it's just not possible. Hearts of Iron 4, I just totally lost, the connection, let's say, I no longer kept track of the changes. I basically have to relearn it. Same for EU4. And the problem is that if you come to these games very late, learning all the rules is a lot of work. Plus, and this is a problem with Paradox's, basically their model of monetization is they publish the base game and then they publish DLCs, expansions at regular intervals. And sometimes they just churn them out because they have to make money, right? And I don't think that the changes they add are necessarily always good changes, right? And if you're a Paradox player, I'm pretty sure you agree with me. Stellaris, I've been playing a little bit of Stellaris, but Stellaris just remains super slow and boring. It's fine for something you do, on the side while you're really, watching a TV series or listening to an audiobook or something. But I don't really think Stellaris, post the big changes to the hyperdrive systems and stuff, I don't think it's really very exciting to watch because you really don't have much in the way of tactics that you can do. Like you can't place your defensive bases strategically. You can't, really. Like in the first, and I know I'm going way off topic here, but like in the original version of Stellaris, what you could do is, you could just basically find good paths for your fleets, right? For good engagements and to minimize travel times and whatever. Nowadays, you have to fly through the entire star system, from one jump point to the other, which makes sense in a way, but it sort of prevents you from getting to the wars quickly and so on and so on. So it's just, I don't think it makes for good footage, right? It's another game that I could play on the stream and, we could have a chat while doing it and so on, but it's just really a very slow game. I will try, Victoria when it comes out. I will absolutely definitely buy that. And I'll give it a test. I'll do that on a stream, that's for sure, if and when I play it. But I have no idea when that's going to happen. It seems like it will be sometime. Long story short, I'm really interested to hear what you guys think. I'd like to focus on something role-play, something story-based, ideally open world. It has to be reasonably modern. I tried to play Vampire the Masquerade, the old one, and it's just so old that it runs incredibly badly on my PC. Not performance-wise, of course. But yeah, anyway, so anything reasonably modern is a good choice. Fallout maybe, but I think the problem with that is Fallout and Skyrim is it's been done by so many people and so well that I'm not really sure I could do anything that adds to the pile of material there is, right? And if you think about, for example, a Skyrim playthrough, of course, I would add some mods to the mix. And if it's a reasonably complete playthrough, I mean, Enderal took me 110 episodes, call it 100 hours or something. I didn't actually do the math. And then if you consider that producing 1 hour of footage takes me about 3 hours of work easily, this is a big project, right? So I'm reluctant to start it if then there's a risk that I won't finish it. So that's basically that. All right, anyway, I have rambled on way too much. This is way too long, but I did want to give you guys an update, which has been long overdue. So, yeah, if you have any opinions, requests, feedback, whatever, there's still a comment section down below. Let me know. And we'll see how we go forward with this channel. Because, I've said this before. I don't consider this just to be my channel, but I think this is our channel, right? Which obviously, I am the one who posts the videos. But I do this channel because I enjoy the interaction and so on, right? That's the main thing for me. And so it's our channel. So let's decide how we progress or how we move forward with our channel, right? All right. Thank you very much for watching this, for listening. Again, I'm really, really sorry that I was gone for so long. If you do want to join, we do have a Discord server. It's a very slow-moving Discord server. There's not a lot of people there. But do feel free to join. There should be a link in the description. And yes, as I said, leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you soon.